Okay, let's actually just turn off my little heater even though I don't want to. This is an impromptu video, but I just wanted to do kind of an update video. Also tell you about a possible experience that I had. I'll get to the experience first if that's all you care about. 'Cause that's what kind of YouTuber I am. I just get to the good stuff and I let you guys decide if you want to stick around for my mindless rambles. Right now you are propped up on my vintage nativity scene. It's almost an antique, but not quite an antique. Like legally it's not quite an antique, but it's at the age where a lot of people would consider it an antique, but legally it's like it's almost there. It's technically vintage but almost antique. Not that that matters. Okay, so let's just talk about the possible experience. So you guys can see my lovely Christmas tree, and also look at my beautiful kitchen ceiling. It's totally unrelated. I said I was going to get to the experience first. I lied. Can we just have a moment to appreciate my beautiful kitchen ceiling? I love that ceiling. So I have like some things under the tree chilling, and one of them is this cute dog that I got at a store called Winterwood. It's not old. It's actually, I bought it new. I know I have a lot of antiques, but this particular thing is not an antique, and I just want to say that really quickly. I put him under the tree. My husband fell asleep downstairs, and I was like, you know, this isn't prime opportunity to go to sleep without him next. If you share a bed with somebody, you know, okay? I need my space when I sleep. I am that kind of person. So I took the opportunity to go get a couple hours of shut-eye by myself. I woke up earlier than him. I went downstairs and the little doggy was moved, and I'll show you an example of how he was moved. But he was moved to the front of the tree and he was like looking up. It looked like he was looking up. And this dog is, I'll give you an example. Okay, so this is from my nativity scene, but he's like, you know, that kind of material. Like, what is that material? I don't know, but he's, you know, he's a knickknack. He's not like a plushie or anything like that. And I swore my husband did this as a joke, so I told him I know you moved the dog, and he acted like I was nuts. They didn't touch it. He didn't know what I was talking about. So he insisted he didn't move it. He said, well, maybe Lacey picked it up. Like, first of all, she picked it up and put it perfectly down in the middle. I think I have a picture of where the dog was sitting. I don't know. I have to look. I don't remember if I took one or not. But she, like, picked it up. Like, she picked something like this up and then moved it, like, right here. Like, it was here. You can't even see that. We'll say it was here. Right? And then she, like, picked it up, moved it here. Like, no. And also, Lacey would never pick something like this up. She would never do that. If it were, like, a plush, she would. Or a stuffed animal, she would. A pillow, she would. A blanket, she would. But nothing like a ceramic knickknack. So he said, well, maybe Salem knocked it over there. I'm like, no, because it's lightweight. If she knocked it over, it would like fall over. There's nothing weighted to keep it steady and sturdy in one spot. It's gonna like fall over if she were to bat it. So we never had that resolved. I don't know what happened. He insisted it wasn't him. But I did a food and booze with my like recent experiences, and I haven't had an experience since those experiences, and that was like probably like a month or two. I don't even remember after I had those experiences, so it's been a while. I don't know, but also this is like, it sounds unreasonable, but hear me out. So I've never been one of those people who feel like people are watching me, like ever. Unless maybe they actually are, you know, but I've never just irrationally felt like somebody was watching me. However, when I go upstairs at night, I feel like there's going to be somebody on my bed. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's irrational, but I feel like it. And I just kind of like brace myself because I feel like I'm going to turn on my light and see somebody on my bed. Very, very weird. And this wise man is just staring right at me because I accidentally moved them. Yeah, I feel like it's such an irrational fear, but not even a fear, like I wouldn't say I'm afraid, but I kind of like feel a little startled. And I feel like I'm going to see somebody on the bed. Not every night, but most nights. Isn't that weird? It's weird. I don't know. This house isn't very old. Not that it couldn't be haunted because the land could be haunted, but I haven't had many experiences. But I used to have more experiences in my old house. Things have kind of tamed down a bit. As I say this is going to jinx it, and then crazy things are going to happen. Watch. But yeah, I kind of get like that weird feeling sometimes. So that's the experience. Now let's like talk like friends. Aren't my glasses cute? They're from Target. So a few little like updates with YouTube. Your YouTube hates me anymore. It like freaking hates me. So I upload videos and nobody gets notified, and they just refuse to push out my videos to my subscribers. Nobody sees them. And you guys know about this. And then they were removing all my likes, and then you guys would re-like them when I would say, hey, YouTube removed it. People would tell me, yeah, I went back on there, my like was gone, so I re-liked the video. And then they would remove it again. So frustrating. So I uploaded this video, and I don't think many people were notified. Some of you guys told me you weren't. And a lot of the comments, a lot of people who actually watched the video, the comments were removed before I could even respond to them. Like, I can see them in my notifications, click on them, they're not there. And I'm like at the point where I don't even contact YouTube because YouTube always just tells me it's spam accounts. And I can honestly say these people aren't spam accounts. Like, I know who's commenting. And like one of these people, I was on their channel before. Like, I know it's not a spam account. Like, it's not a spam account. I was on his channel. I spoke to him. I'll link his channel for you guys if you want to check it out. I know that he's real, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. So like I'll see them in my notifications, but they're just gone. They're not there. I went on my like browser on my phone and didn't sign in on YouTube and looked, and like they're still not there. So it's not like a glitch for from my computer. It's they're being removed. I do have another video that I need to start editing again. It was like I wouldn't say a paranormal investigation, it was more of a ghost hunt. It wasn't like serious or anything. It's just a fun little thing. And I need to upload that. But I gotta finish editing that. It just I lost my passion kind of to share anything with you guys because that sounds so bad. Just because nobody's seeing it. So it's kind of like, why bother putting this up? I know what happened. I know what I caught. So why bother putting this up because nobody is going to see it anyway. And my old videos are still being pushed out because I still get notifications for videos that are like 4 years old. And I'm like, well, how come people are getting these in the search engines and the algorithm and all that, and these are being recommended to people? Videos I put out in present time or not, like I just don't get it. Something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about, another reason that I've been a little bit like withdrawn, is I've had quite a few weird encounters online lately with people, and it's kind of creeping me out. There was one instance in particular that really freaked me out. I am no stranger to weirdos on the internet, and I could do a whole video of all my weird encounters and people who took my photos, which we'll get there, multiple times, and people who have just kind of stalked me on the internet. Like, I've had internet stalkers. I think it was last year, there were a group of girls that I knew in person, like I knew in real life, and they didn't like me very much. And they would follow me on fake accounts, and they had my notifications turned on for things. One time I posted something, I think it was on Instagram, I can't remember. I was in the same room as them when I posted it, and their notifications went off, and I just like laughed because it was like funny to me. Following me on your fake accounts because you're just kind of like, I don't know, just peeping what I'm doing. okay, that's fine. But there's another person that took it to another level. Well, there's two people. One person, like, I don't think I knew them, but they stole my pictures. They pretended to be me. They were really creepy, though. They were like hashtagging hair fetish and blacking out my face, which was creepy. They were like, "Oh, feel cute today," but they, like, would put like a black circle around my face to not show my face. But it was my pictures, and I was like, "That's that's me. That is me." So then I had reported the page. It was on Instagram, and Instagram told me that it wasn't going against their community guidelines. And I'm like, pretending to be somebody else isn't going against your community guidelines? Because I think it is. Eventually, like, enough of you guys reported it for me, and got it taken down. Like, my friends in real life are reporting it, and then you guys, people who are my like online friends or people I don't even know, but that follow me and were nice enough to report the page. With all of that, that it finally got taken down. I don't think I knew them, but there is a person that I know very, very well, who's always been a little bit odd and has always done things that kind of make you scratch your head. It took things pretty far in one instance that kind of creeped me out and made me just want to withdraw from being online. Let's just back up and tell the story. Okay, so I moved to New Jersey, and like I said, I know this person really well. This person knew I was moving, and I showed them the listing for the house. So they knew my street. They knew the area of New Jersey that I moved to. And I would say, how many months after moving? 5 months, 4 months, something like that. After moving, this person writes me and said, "Oh, my neighbor," and she said the street that they live on, which actually isn't their neighbor then, that's like around the corner from them, but whatever. They said, "My neighbor moved from," so let's call it Riley. Okay, Riley Drive. I live on a drive, but we'll call it Riley Drive. Okay, and this is what they said. "My neighbor moved from Riley Street in blank, New Jersey. Do you know where that is?" So I thought it was weird that they said street, and I also thought it was weird that they were acting like they didn't know where I lived, because they knew where I lived. I showed them the listing of the house, and I just responded with, "Yeah, that's my street, LOL." I had a very good inkling that they were lying, because this wouldn't be the first time they lied to me. She moved because it was a small 2-bedroom, and she gave the exact square footage. So I don't know about you, but I can never remember my exact square footage. Like, I can remember the roundabout. Sorry, my spleen is killing me. Chronic illness problems. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you guys, but I can never remember the exact square footage. I can just remember a roundabout. So, and also, I don't know about you guys, I never go around telling people my square footage. I'm never like, I live in a 1,140, like, what? Who? And it was like an off number, like say it was 1,573 square foot. Like, it was a very exact number. It wasn't rounded off. First of all, I know you're lying, because we live in a development, and in the development there are no 2 bedrooms for the size that she claimed it to be. There are only 3 bedrooms for that size. And then she told me so many exact things about this house. So you could just look it up, right? So I looked it up on Realtor and Redfin. I've always been told Redfin is the more accurate of the home buying apps, realtor apps. So I looked it up on both of them, and on Realtor, which is the more commonly used one in my experience, Realtor had that square footage listed and had it listed as a 2-bedroom. Redfin had the actual square footage listed and the lot size listed, which was the square footage that she gave, which was on Realtor, if this is making any sense. So Realtor had a mistake on their listing, and she told me the mistake of that listing. And meanwhile, this is the development I live in. I've met people in this development, and I also found out that that woman who owned that house moved to another part of New Jersey. So she lied about that. And not only did she look up this random listing to lie about a neighbor that moved around her, she also looked up my homeowners association and found out all this public information that you can find out about the homeowners association, and acted like this woman had told her. And it just kind of creeped me out because it felt like stalking. You know, it was a very elaborate lie. She looked up a lot of information about where I live to be able to keep up this lie, and it felt very creepy to me. And so I was a little bit creeped out. I didn't really want to post a lot online, and this isn't the first time they've done this. It's kind of like they want me to know that they're watching, you know what I mean? So I have a TikTok for Lacey, and on this one particular day I posted just a picture of flowers on social media aside from TikTok, and this person supposedly doesn't have TikTok and has never used TikTok before, so they supposedly never used TikTok or anything like that. So I posted this video and I called it Adventures with Lacey in the video, and on my socials like Instagram and all, I posted just a picture of flowers. Lacey wasn't in the picture, I wasn't in the picture, it was a picture of flowers. We had gone on a hiking trail and we had gone to get ice cream with Lacey and stuff like that, but she didn't know that if she didn't have TikTok, right? So she goes and writes me after I post this picture of just flowers and says, "Did Lacey enjoy her adventure?" But you don't have TikTok? How do you know I took Lacey? Like, Lacey doesn't go with me absolutely everywhere I go. And I have gone on hikes without Lacey. I mean, I do bring her sometimes, but sometimes the hikes I go on, she can't go on. She's 8. It's like she wants me to know that she's always watching and always paying attention to what I'm doing. And this person has just like said things to me before to, I don't even want to get into it, honestly. Like, this person's just done like creepy things. As you can see, like, these things are creepy to me. And it kind of makes me like not want to post. Like, I don't get, like, I think it would be less creepy if you told me you saw the TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, cool. I want you to watch Lacey's TikToks. It's Lacey the German boxer, if you're curious. Like, I don't care. But I do find it weird that you're kind of letting me know. Like, oh, I watch what you do. You know, like, oh, I found out about your homeowners association. Oh, I found out about this address. Lady, like, this is creepy. Why can't you just ask me? Like, if you want to know something about my homeowners association, just ask me. Just ask me. Like, it's so simple. It's creepy. So when I have like people taking my photos and pretending to be me online, and then people looking up information about my home, and people letting me know that they're watching what I'm doing, it creeps me out, and it kind of makes me want to take a step back. And that's the issue that I had also with posting videos, because I just felt a little bit weirded out, you know, and I feel like maybe that was the point and it worked. I don't know, it's creepy. And then this is like super unrelated to anything, but I thought I would tell you guys. if you know anything about me, you know that I'm a paranoid person. It is just who I am. It's who I've always been, who I always will be. It's annoying. And it's actually like usually one of my worst qualities because I'm that kind of person who will be so scared that I left the stove on for the entire day, even though I checked it 10 times. I'm super paranoid. But I have guinea pigs and I have this cage that I got from Amazon. I think it's a great cage. I think it's still better than a lot of cages that you would get at a pet store. But let me just like give you guys a warning if you ever consider buying something like this. I haven't had a problem with this cage, and I really like the cage. The guinea pigs really like the cage. They thrive in it, and I actually have like all these other panels, so if I wanted the cage to be bigger, which for my guinea pigs right now, it's too big to make it any bigger. So I think you like really get your money's worth with this cage. I think I paid $45 for it, but it was like on sale. And I think normally it's like $50. But I'm super paranoid, so they have like these little connectors to connect the panel. I'll hammer them in and I'll make sure like I pull them really tight together and make sure everything is sturdy. I spend a lot of time on my guinea pigs. I go up into their room like 4 or 5 times a day. I hold them, I talk to them. I'm always in there. So I also always check the connectors just to make sure. Like I just need to make sure that, you know, nothing's going on. So I also have the door, Lacey's dreaming. I also have the door shut because I have Salem and I have Lacey. Salem will definitely kill them 100%. Lacey will think that, oh, I want to play with them, and then hurt them. So the door is always shut, but my door has like kind of a bigger gap underneath. So in my mind, like Salem could put her paw in there and open it. She really can't because you have to push it. So like really she can't. But you know, in my mind she could because I'm paranoid. Lacey's so cute. She's so cute. You guys really should follow her her Instagram, her TikTok. If they got out of that cage, they 100% could get under the door. So what I do is I take like a blanket or something and I like really wedge it under there, like really wedge it under there. So there's no gap, like they cannot squeeze. So I went into there the other night and Piglet is like the craziest guinea pig I've ever owned. He popcorns like it's nobody's business. I've never seen a guinea pig popcorn the way that Piglet popcorns. That guinea pig is so fast that sometimes he cannot stop and he hits the panels and he popcorns all the time. Like he is a happy little guinea pig, but he's still really skittish of me. Like if I give him any treats at all, he's really happy. Once he starts to eat, he gets really happy. Like he starts to eat and he has to stop and popcorn, and then he can go back and finish because he's just so happy that he's eating. Well, I went in there and the cage is like busted open on 2 different panels. I'm like, what the hell? Please tell me they're still in there. And they aren't, but I have a big chest of drawers. They're probably under there because it's like a hidey. And they were. So I take a pet carrier that I have. It's like, you can't really see. It's bigger than this. But like that's as big as I can show you because of my, I'm not on my camera. But so I have a pet carrier that has housed every small pet that I've ever owned and every small pet that my mother's ever owned since probably the 70s. It's like an old wooden one that's like really well made. So that's what I put them in when I'm going to clean their cage. So I grab the pet carrier because they're under there. I actually have a video of them under there. Cinnamon goes right in because Cinnamon's a good boy. Piglet is a troublemaker. Piglet will not go in there, and he runs from the chest of drawers to the side table that holds like his spare bedding, like the pee pads and all that I put down, the washable pee pads that I use. It holds all of that in there, his food and all that. He goes under that drawer or under that side table. And then I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going over there. And then he runs again, but he is fast. He is so freaking fast. So he's like that. And then I go back under the chest of drawers and that guinea pig, like, I'm not even lying, he ran into my face. He smacked me into the face. He was just like, right in my face. And I don't know where he went after that. He was so fast. Like, in a blink of an eye, he was gone. And I couldn't find him anywhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he got under the door somehow, because he is the smaller of the two guinea pigs. And I'm like, oh no, he got under the door, and I'm freaking out. So I couldn't find him anywhere. I opened the door, and Salem is at the top of the step. I'm assuming she heard them scurrying around upstairs, but she's at the top of the step, tail super bushy, looking for something to stalk. And I'm like, fudge, you know, and I'm looking around for him in the hallway, in the bathroom, can't find him because of course the bathroom door was open, and I'm having a legit panic attack. Call my mom, freaking out, like, I can't find him. I looked all over the room. At this point, I had looked all over the room multiple times, and I went outside of the room and looked all over the place, couldn't find him. Call my mom, having a panic attack. Salem is stalking something down here, so I'm like, oh my gosh, Salem found him and she's gonna kill him. And I'm like crying because like I said, I'm so paranoid, and I felt like I really did a good job with putting the cage together, and I always check on it, and I'm like, this does not happen to me. I'm a responsible pet owner. This does not happen to me. What the fudge am I going to do? You know, and I'm like, I failed my guinea pig. He's just a baby. I'm like crying to my mom. And she's like, you didn't fail your guinea pig. These things happen. I'm like, they don't happen to me. Like, I've really done everything that I could to keep my guinea pigs safe. You know what I mean? Like, they have their own bedroom. They really have their own bedroom. They have their own bedroom. And I try really hard to make sure that that cage is together very well. Like, I clean it multiple times. Well, every day I clean it. But by cleaning it, I mean, I just clean up the poop every day. And then once a week, I put them in their pet carrier. I take the whole cage apart, and then I take the pee pads and I wash them. I wash their sleeping bags, and I get my vacuum. I vacuum everything up. I clean the rugs and the whole 9 yards. Everything's clean, everything's sanitary. I put the cage back together. I use a freaking hammer. I make sure, like, I would pull them really tightly together, make sure everything is together with the clean pee pads in there, and I get all their hideys in there. I refill their food, refill their litter, and then I bring them in. And like, I really try very hard to, my dog is snoring so loud, you probably hear her. I really try very hard to keep them safe. And then I have the blanket jammed under the door, and I don't want anything bad happening to them. I love them. Coming downstairs and seeing Sam stalk something, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much for him to hide under. How am I ever going to find him? He's so fast. Like, Cinnamon is so slow. Cinnamon is the slowest guinea pig I've ever had, and Piglet is the fastest. It's so funny, they're so opposite. I'm freaking out. I call my husband, freaking out. I call my mom, freaking out. I try to get Salem in the bathroom so I can look for him without the possibility of Salem attacking him. And Salem is freaked out because I'm freaked out, but she's also freaked out because she heard the scurrying and she's on the hunt. So I pick her up, and Salem is a brat. She's not the nicest cat in the world, and she attacked me. I'm actually, like, I'm sporting, you can't even see it, but I'm sporting like cuts from it, and I bled for like 20 minutes, and that's not good because I have hemophilia and I have low platelets, and my platelets are a little low. They're not too low though. Also, I have gotten infections from cats before, and I'm like, great, well, there's gonna be another one. And I thought I was gonna get infection from this cut because you can't see it very well, but it was like pretty raised and deep. So I got attacked. I'm hemorrhaging, and I'm like holding like these towels over my arms, trying to find my guinea pig at the same time. My heart rate is through the roof, and I have heart problems. And my mom was like, you really need to calm down. You should have seen my face. I was so red, and I was sweating because I was so anxious. I'm an anxious sweater and an angry sweater. So if I'm anxious or angry, I'm sweating. And I was like pouring sweat. My face was so red. My heart palpitations were so high. And I knew I needed to calm down, that I wasn't gonna find him freaking out. So I like sat there, and I have bad anxiety, and what I have to do with my anxiety a lot of times is I have to talk to myself about why things are not logical, and why these things that I'm anxious about cannot happen. So I was like, he could not have gotten out of that room. He is in that room, Christine. Salem heard him scurrying. Like, I'm like sitting there like reminding myself, she heard him scurrying. That's why she was up there. You need to calm down. You're going to get him. So I came up with this plan. Piglet loves guinea pigs. He loves Cinnamon. Cinnamon's his best buddy. But I didn't want to put Cinnamon in the room again. Cinnamon was in my room in the carrier. I didn't want to put him in the room just in case somehow Piglet managed to get Cinnamon out of this freaking carrier. You never know how crazy Piglet is. Piglet loves guinea pigs. So he loves Cinnamon so much. That's his best friend. And he loves the sound of other guinea pigs. So if you play other guinea pig noises, he gets really happy. So I had this idea. He loves fresh food. Like I said, he popcorns while he eats. So I was like, let me put out his favorites. He loves carrots so much. He loves lettuce. He loves herbs. So I put out those 3 things. I sat outside the room so he wouldn't hear me because he was afraid of me. Like, he's still skittish of me because he's just more skittish of a guinea pig than I've ever had. So I sat outside and I played guinea pig noises. And I was like, it's probably going to take a few hours for him to come out, go downstairs, and do some things to take your mind off of it. So I didn't want to eat because I was so freaked out. But I cooked dinner and I ate, and then I edited a video, which I uploaded. And then my husband came home from work. We went upstairs, and he was underneath the chest of drawers, and we were able to get him together because he's so fast that it took 2 of us. I took the cage completely apart, and I changed the bedding, vacuumed, did all the things I normally do, but I decided to try to reinforce the cage with some zip ties, which I didn't really want to do because I'm afraid like they'll gnaw at them. So I tried to strategically place them in areas that I didn't think they would gnaw. I think that Piglet popcorned really intensely and busted open the cage, like hit it and it popped out. He had popcorned a few times, and he did hit the cage a few times while I was in there, but the cage was still together, so it had to have happened sometime when I was not in the room, obviously. I reinforced it a little bit with some zip ties, but I just wanted to let you guys know, in case anyone gets a cage like this, they're still better than these little store-bought cages. It's just, you gotta be extra careful, and I was extra careful, and you have to be more careful than me even. So I'm also looking for advice on how to reinforce the cage. I think eventually I'm gonna look into building a wooden cage and just building it myself. Getting like wood planks. I know wood is expensive, but getting wood and like drilling it myself, I think that would be ideal and the best thing to do, because Piglet is just like, he's an intense guinea pig. This is not my first, second, or third guinea pig, so it's like Piglet is just like, woof. I think that if Piglet was my first guinea pig, I don't know if I would have more guinea pigs. I would feel overwhelmed. Actually, that's how crazy Piglet is. He is such a cutie, and he is so sweet to Cinnamon, and he is Cinnamon's best friend, but boy oh boy, that guinea pig is like, when he popcorns, it's for real. I mean, and he's so fast that him being as skittish as he is makes it nerve-wracking that he will get out of your hands. But that's why I'm so careful. And thank the Lord that I am careful, because he definitely probably would have went under the door. I still have no idea where he was at in that room. No idea. So he could have been I think he was probably across the room in the closet somewhere. I tried to look the best as I could in the closet. I have some boxes in there. Like, there's not much in there, but there's some pretty big boxes that I just couldn't lift because I'm also on my period and I'm in a lot of pain, and I couldn't lift the boxes. I was just in so much pain. Nothing was going right that day. But my anxiety was through the roof from that, and I just kind of wanted to let you guys know about that, because I know that I have a lot of animal lovers that do follow me, and if you ever consider getting those cages, they're great, but clearly they need some reinforcements. And if you guys have any suggestions on how to reinforce it, because zip ties obviously aren't ideal if they can get to them, and like I said, I try to strategically place them, but I still feel like it needs a little more reinforcement with Piglet being so crazy. Like, there was no gnaw marks, they didn't like chew at it, and the water bottles were still attached so they didn't fall down and cause it to get loose. They didn't fight. I mean, I don't think they fought anyway, because when I found them, they were together. They're always together. They're so cute. They're best friends. Comment if you stuck around, comment free Piglet, okay? Because apparently he wants to get free. He wants to leave me. He doesn't love me. It's been a hard day for Lacey, apparently. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wish me luck with YouTube. I'm so frustrated with YouTube. And wish me luck with my my stalkers and my crazy ass guinea pig that wants to get free. And I will see you in my next video, and hopefully it will be the paranormal video that I've been working on that I've felt no passion to upload because YouTube hates me.